Welcome to another ThemeMountain video tutorial. This is part 2 of full screen presentations, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to add a caption, a button and an icon to full screen presentation slides. So I already have my full screen presentation set up here with 2 images. I'm going to go ahead and add a caption to the first one here. When I add the caption, we get presented with different options here. The first one is the margin bottom for desktop, and the second one is the margin bottom for mobiles. Now this is useful if you want to have a very spaced out layout on desktop, but you want to clear the bottom margin of the caption or reduce it on mobile. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it to 30 pixels for now. And we have the caption here, so I'm going to go ahead and add one. I'm just going to change the background color of the editor here so it mimics my slide a little bit. I'm going to switch the color to white and style it here. Right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Then we have the display options, and here we can determine whether we want to display the caption in line, and this is useful if we want to display multiple captions on the same line with different styling. For now I'm only going to use one caption, so I won't be checking this option. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a button. And just like with the caption, we can have a different bottom margin on desktop than we do on mobile. Again, I'm going to leave it to 30 pixels. Then we have a scroll to section option here. I'm not going to scroll to a particular section. I'm going to leave it to do not scroll so that we can add a URL instead to the button. And then we can select an icon, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the button label. And I'm going to leave it to same window. This is where you can determine if it should open in the same tab or a new tab. Then we have the display options, and again, just like with the captions, this determines whether we can whether we want to display multiple buttons on the same line, or if each button that is added should be added on a new line. So since I'm only inserting one button, I'm not going to check this option. And we have the design options here that relate to the appearance of the button, so the icon alignment, the size, and the button style. I suggest you play around with these to get a feel for what they do. I'm just going to go ahead and change the color of the button. There we go, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to drag the button below the caption because I don't like the arrangement here, and with any caption, any icon, or any button, you can reorganize it simply by dragging and dropping. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. And there we go, we have our big fat caption and we have our button. What I'm going to show you now is how to insert an icon, and we're going to do that in the second slide and link it to a lightbox. So I'm going to go back to my full screen presentation here. I'm going to go to the second section. I'm going to go ahead and add an icon here. And just like the caption and the button, we have the margin bottom option here. I'm going to go ahead and select an icon. I'm going to choose to link it to a lightbox, but we can also link it to a page or scroll to a particular section if you have, let's say, more sections in the page than just a full screen presentation. So I'm going to link it to a lightbox here. For the media type, I'm going to set it to a Vimeo video, and I'm going to go ahead and select the toolbar zoom option and share option as well. I'm going to add a small caption. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the Vimeo ID. There we go. And then we have the video URL parameters, and this is where you can style your player. In our documentation, you'll find links to the parameter page for both Vimeo and YouTube, so that you can check out the different parameters that you can add here. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and add autoplay, so the video starts playing the moment it's launched. And then under display options, same thing as before, whether we want to display multiple icons on the same line or whether they should be inserted on a new line. So I want this icon to be displayed alone, so we can leave it to we can leave this option unchecked. And then we have the design options. Here I'm going to style it a little bit just to show you what it looks like. There we go. I'm also going to go ahead and change the label color here. Right, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and we can see what this looks like. There we go. Now that we scroll to the second slide, we have our play icon here, and when we click it, it launches the Vimeo video. So it's pretty straightforward. I suggest you play around with the different styling options for captions, buttons, and icons. And that's all for this tutorial.